is cracking, y'all? Let's get this show going. 420 football time. We're going to be taking a look at the Raiders, the latest news. Shooting the shit. Shout out to you all for joining us here at 420 Football Talk. Shout out to all the people here already. To be honest, the show has kind of been off and on. We're debating on whether to keep it consistent. So let us know in the comments below if you like 420 Football Talk, if you want to keep seeing this show happen. So it's kind of inspired by the Doug Benson, Getting Doug with High, where we just, you know, he interviews comedians and then they get high and then talk and then they kind of have a different conversation. So in this situation, we're going to talk about football. Then we're also going to smoke. And then see what perspective we have on different topics that we mentioned. And obviously, we're doing all the latest news and rumors and everything going on in the league. By the way, if you're watching this later on, recorded, you know, you're not watching this live, go ahead and look in the chapters below. I got these chapters set up so you can just easily navigate to different parts, different topics that we talk about. You don't got to sit through all kinds of stuff. You know, you don't got to sit through dead air. You can choose what you want to hear and all this stuff. I actually have a test. I have a freaking exam at 5 o'clock, but I was like, I'm still doing 420 Football Talk. I think I have a tolerance. I'll be fine. It's open note, you know, open note, open book. I got to get this hair figured out, man. I didn't put enough stuff in. Maybe I should just get my Raider cap. This hair is looking bad. Anyways, share, like, subscribe. Be Al. Shout out to you. Just about to light up myself. Jordan, Raider for life. Yes. That feels better, bro. Feels better. How are we feeling about this game, man? We got a bunch of stuff we need to worry about. I mean, people are hit and miss on Carr. I did a breakdown on Derek Carr in the offense. Not many people saw that, but hey, check it out. I went through every failed play against the Chiefs. And I mean, I'm sorry, man. I blame that Chiefs offensive. I blame the offensive struggles against the Chiefs. I blame that more on Colton Miller and John Simpson than Derek Carr and even the offensive coordinator. Just watch the film, watch that tape I have just posted today. So I really am not going to hate on Derek Carr right there for that. I will say that. So I look kind of weird now. This hat's a little crooked. I look like a broke music producer who's trying to convince a rapper to join his label that's out of his mom's house. I think that's what I look like. Is Derek Carr the answer this Sunday? I think this is his shot. This is his shot to have a huge game. I'm asking you guys in the chat right now. And look, I think you can't say he's had bad games. He's had average games, right? Look at the circumstances around him. Who knows? Maybe it is all his fault. And I think we have more games to evaluate. Obviously, the same excuses get old. We'll be able to find out, man. Is it this dude's fault or not? Shout out to everybody in the chat here. Turbo Duran, Anthony Carver, Vic Slick, and Jordan, a Raider for life. Just about to light up myself. Hell yeah, bro. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Hey, so let's get into it. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about. First off, right off the bat, injury updates. Darren Waller's still not at practice today, man. So that's a lot of concern for me. You know, Darren Waller, I mean, is he even going to play this week? I'm actually not sure. He wasn't at practice. Nick Kwiatkowski's gone on IR, along with Kenyon Drake, obviously. So Will Compton was just brought in to the Las Vegas Raiders, and it seems like for a reason. Kind of bummed me out with Will Compton being brought back, not because I dislike Will Compton, but to me, I felt like that was just more evidence that, you know, Owunsor is kind of done. Perryman's not good. You know, Morrow's not going to come back. And, you know, what's going to happen with, obviously, Kwiatkowski. So it kind of looked bad for the rest of our guys. But here's a bright spot in the injury report. You know, we don't got Waller. We're banged up, hardcore at linebacker. But at least Mullen is going to come back. Trayvon Mullen. I'm excited to see him. We definitely going to need him to cover these Chiefs receivers because they are fast. And right now, I think Faison, to be honest, has done a good job for just coming in late in the year. But at the end of the day, man, Trayvon Mullen, you can't replace that talent. He was our number one corner for a long time. And him next to Casey Hayward with Nate Hobbs, in my opinion, that's one of the best cornerback groups in the league right now, just based on pure numbers. You really can't deny that at this point. I mean, really. So, I mean, I'm happy to see that going on, him coming back. Shout out to Trayvon Mullen. Hopefully he has a big game this week. Love to see that. And, hey, another thing that's going on, bro, this is some interesting stuff that I saw reported on PFT, Pro Football Talk. We'll get into it in a second. It's about the Chiefs and some calls they got that benefited them. And there's a discussion they had about our PI call that didn't go our way, man. So I'll show you guys some footage, get into that. Mike Castle, first off, what is up, bro? How is it going? Glad to see you here, man. Tedford Von Patriot, who farted? Hopefully I didn't. Did you guys hear anything? I'm going to wait till 4:20 to start to do anything. I'm going to keep it sober. I'm going to keep it pro right now until 4:20, right when that hits Pacific time. Jim Harbaugh, I don't know, man. Here's the thing. To me, like, the Dabo Sweeney rumors have more pull than the Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, just some random person on an article said, ooh, Jim Harbaugh might go to the Raiders. Like, what has been indicated that what is signaled that he's going to go to the Raiders? In my view, there hasn't been anything. I don't like how this hat looks anymore. So for me, it's just like Dabo Sweeney, he's actually at the game. To me, that's a little more direct of a connection. It's like, why else would this guy be at the game unless he's going to do something? So, all right, let's stop watching WiFiWillie touch his hair. Tedford Von Patriot, where is Incognito? We need Incognito with the way John Simpson's playing. I will say that. And I was like nice on John Simpson. Now I got to keep it 100, right? It's 4:20 somewhere. Hefe, hopefully we whoop the Chiefs' ass because the Chiefs are always benefiting from some bullshit. I will say that. I will say that right now. So in the Denver game, this could have been a turning point in the game. Here's what the league claims. They claim that this was an incomplete pass, and after further review, they said that Kelsey did not fully complete the process of a catch because the third element of a catch, time, was not met. But time does not matter. Time does not matter, and this was reported by Florio on Pro Football Talk, and he just showed Mike Vrabel responded to this, Titans head coach, and this guy is not afraid to speak his mind. He just posted the rule, which goes contrary to what the NFL just said. Obviously, you got to secure the ball, blah, 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 when you make a catch, touch the ground inbounds, but here is the key element. After you touch the ground inbounds with both feet, A and B have been fulfilled, right? Then you got to perform an act common to the game, which includes tucking the ball away, extending it forward, turning upfield. Has nothing to do with time. Nothing to do with time. And when you watch this play, Travis Kelce gets the catch, 1 foot, 2 foot, boom. Hey, he tucked the ball away right there. I'm sorry, Chiefs fans. 1, 2, tuck, boom. That's a football move. That's a catch, baby. And that should have been ruled a fumble, but it was ruled an incomplete pass. So what I'm asking you, sorry, I didn't show that. So check this out. You got 1 foot, 2 foot here, football move, boom. Hits out of the hands just like that. That is a fumble. Sorry, I didn't show that immediately. Boom, boom, boom. According to Mike Vrabel and according to the written rule. So either you disagree with the written rule here, or, you're just like, hey, the Broncos got screwed over there. Here's my thing. If that would have been the Raiders right there, they would have called that a fumble. If that would have been Darren Waller, you bet they call that a fumble, especially when they slow it down and they're like, well, he technically made a football move because he tucked it away. They would have called that a fumble, guaranteed. Let me know if you agree with that. See, that's the thing. People are like, well, when you look at it quick, it's kind of like, that's incomplete when you look at it quick. But at the same time, dude, we slow plays down all the time, and we freaking make all these assumptions, and we make all these conclusions based on slowing down these plays. So why not when it happens to one of the darlings of the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs? Why aren't we going to apply those same rules there? Why aren't we going to be like, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, here's the rule. And you see this happen all the time in a game. Look at the Abram penalty that happened, where they're like, oh, well, technically in the written rule, if you go low on a blocker outside the tackle box, that's a flag. Even though Abram did it to make a tackle, they don't allow any gray area when it comes to the Raiders and Abram. But when it comes to the Chiefs, and when it comes to them playing the Broncos, when it comes to Kelsey having a fumble, there's tons of gray area, and we're not going to go according to the written rule. That's what it's all about. By the way, shout out to Bada Bay Area. Everybody, remember to like this video. Help us in the algorithm. Really makes a huge difference. Because 420 Football Talk, I will say, it's a dangerous show to throw. A lot of people probably wouldn't do this on their channel because you know what we're doing. And so we need as much support as we can, or else this show, maybe it might not be part of the future here at WiFiWillie. Unless someone steals the idea from me. I don't know. People like to steal ideas, so maybe they would take it away if I take this idea if I stopped. But that's huge, man. Let me know what you guys think about that. Got some people in the chat. Didn't the Raiders get away with the same thing against the Cowboys with Waller on Thanksgiving? I 100% agree, IG Lover 15. I saw this on Thanksgiving, and I was with my brother, who's a Cowboys fan, watching the game, so I was a little more objective. And right away, I was like, bro, yeah, that was a fumble for Waller. They let the Raiders get away with that. They let the Raiders get away with that for sure. And that would have made a huge difference in the game. If I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be pissed. So I'm going to call it both ways. I'm not going to just hate on the Chiefs when they get a favorable call. I'm going to hate on the Raiders when they get a favorable call too. So I 100% agree with you on that one. Jonathan Emmanuel Navarro, you're going to smoke at 420? Bro, this is 420 Football Talk. What do you think? Of course, bro. Of course.
One thing, boy, George ain't
of course.
la.
Hey, Willie, old man, Raider Nation. What is up, bro? Tedford Von Patriot. Oh, my God, with the super chat supporting the channel. He wants 420 Football Talk to stay. This is the energy we need to keep this event going. Yes, I will be smoking at 420. Boy George Strait, one thing about him, he is not straight. Hey, honestly, Boy George Strait, I love you. You're a supporter of the channel too, but that is a weird username. I will say, I've been completely confused about that. I don't listen to country, that is true. Is he the straight version of Boy George? Is Boy George Strait an artist? Maybe I'm clueless. Maybe I'm not cultured, but this is your guys' opportunity to culture me, educate me. So, hey. Shout out to these emojis, lightning bolts. I think we got some Charger fans here. Raider fans, put those emojis in the chat. Fight these Charger fans here. We got Oscar here. We need emojis because they fly on the screen. So I want you guys to fight back against this BS. And then I'm going to show you guys a piece from Pro Football Talk. Chris Sims and Florio reacting to the Raiders' no call pass interference that happened on Zay Jones that pretty much sealed the game. They had a lot of interesting things to say. I think they had a lot of comments that you guys would enjoy. Usually I don't like those fools because they talk shit on the Raiders. They talk shit on Gruden sometimes too. But sometimes they're 100. And like I said, somebody could say something that I agree with in a select video and I will show it. That doesn't mean I agree with that person all the time. Right? So I'm trying to find you guys the snippets, things that are worth viewing in the NFL world. Shout out to all these skulls, bro. Free Gruden, I see you, Wi-Fi, backing up Gruden from the beginning. Others barely catching up, 100. You know that's true. Don't make me bust out the free Gruden shirt. I still got to get that taken care of. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if someone just steals my free Gruden shirt idea. I wouldn't be surprised if another content creator does that. And I'm not going to name names, but I think it's pretty obvious. And for sophisticated fans, you guys could see it. So shout out to you guys, though. I'm going to keep covering Gruden, keep covering the Raiders, though, too. You late, it's 420 somewhere else? No, bro. I'm rolling with Cali time. Look at all these emojis. Hell yeah. Let's go. No one has the balls to. Here's the thing. People have the balls to cover Gruden now. And look, and I'm not only talking about content creators, but also Brent Musburger. Brent Musburger, I felt, took too long. It took him almost a whole month to back Gruden. Look, you can look on my channel day one. I have live streams that I made for members only because they're about 4 hours long, where the night of I unleashed and everything I said about it was going to be true. It ended up being true, which is I said, hey, Gruden's going to sue the NFL. It was a leak. It was a hit job. Nobody else said that day one. That's what I was saying. And now that the whole Gruden stuff is more popular, more fans are more favorable to it, you see a lot of content creators and you see people like Brent Musburger speaking positively about Gruden. You had somebody else even play the video of the Brent Musburger excerpt that I played. They literally basically saw my video, saw how successful my Brent Musburger video was. They copied the expert that I showed, and then gave the same exact reaction that I gave in that Musburger video. So the same exact take that I said was, I agree with a lot of what Musburger says, besides the fact that this was a leak from outside the NFL. And this other person literally just said the same thing. And so I'm not going to be too super salty, but I'm just going to say, I know what's up. I pay attention to stuff, and I'm just letting Raider Nation know. I'm letting Raider Nation know that people are trying to hop on the Gruden train now that it's popular and now that it's safe. I did that shit when it wasn't safe. I had people straight call me a racist in my inbox all day when I came out. I showed emails. I had people email me. I had people try to say that they know where I live, even though they don't. I had people say hella mean shit to me because the night of I defended John Gruden. So I just want to make that very clear that that was actually very difficult to do at the time. And it's okay. I'm glad that people are becoming more favorable to Gruden and the consensus is changing. But I am not going to lie. I do think it's opportunistic. I think it's opportunistic for even Musburger too. I think Musburger is kind of coming to support pretty late. So I'm not, and look, that doesn't mean I dislike somebody if they're jumping on the train too late. That doesn't mean I think they're a bad person. That just means I'm just saying what's happening. You know, I'm just going to say what reality is. And that doesn't mean that anybody's a bad person. This happens all the time. Somebody says I'm coming in blurry. What's my quality like, everybody? Am I coming in blurry? A lot of people say I'm clear, though. Got a new supportive statement from Ishmael. Willie boy, what's up with these KC and Charger fans on our chat? These guys must love Raider Nation. Look, this is what I was saying, Ismail, is like, hey, I don't mind the whole AFC West coming through here. I might even start talking about the rest of the AFC West because ultimately, like, if you want to understand the Raiders, you got to understand the division too. So I'm not going to boot anybody, and I like the trash talk. I think Raider Nation needs to come out and trash talk back, right? That's what we really need to do in these situations. And I also think, people are obsessed with the Raiders, and that's why we got hella ratings. Like, think about the ratings that we did in the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving. We were blowing it up, and it's because people are addicted to the Raiders. People either love the Raiders or they hate the Raiders. People just want to watch the Raiders all the time. And so straight up, that's why I think a lot of these people are here.
What if Jack Del Loser had to quit?
And the NFL needs to jump on the train and understand, hey, the Raiders bring ratings, so why not put them in playoff games every year? Why not give them a little flag on Zay Jones when he sees some PI? Give the Raiders a little bit of help because you know what? You give all these other teams help and they don't even bring in ratings like us. You know, straight up. What if Jack Del Loser at Washington football team hacked the emails and got Gruden to quit? Payback. You know, Tedford, that's what some people have been saying. That's what Brent Musburger, I think he's trying to allude that it's someone from Washington football team. You even had some cheerleaders try to say, hey, oh, yeah, it was Dan Snyder. Look, I totally disagree. I think this is bigger than that. I don't really think that the Washington football team had any incentive to leak these emails. I don't think Del Rio did. If anything, leaking these emails just brought more attention to the Washington football team investigation. Most people didn't care and even think about it after June. And the fact that this leaked out meant that people started thinking, oh, why aren't they freaking going after Dan Snyder? And then you saw Congress ask the NFL, release some more emails and stuff. So to me, that I don't see how it benefits Washington football team. And then Del Rio, I don't see how it benefits him. And honestly, Del Rio has not been offered a head coaching job since being fired by the Raiders. And to me, that means that most coaches or most owners, you know, don't see him as a valuable head coach. So if I'm Del Rio, I want to keep the door open for a job opportunity with the Raiders 10 years down the line. Who knows? Or if the Gruden thing doesn't work out. And that's exactly what he did by being kind of cordial and chill. And think about it. Del Rio's, you know, the Raiders are the only team to really give him a shot ever at head coaching besides the Jaguars. So in my opinion, I don't think he's behind it. I think it's the NFL. I think somebody wanted Gruden out, somebody high up, somebody like Roger Goodell. I think Roger Goodell saw all the emails that Gruden said about him, and I think a lot of owners hate the Raiders. Obviously, they want their team to do better than the Raiders. So a coalition of owners and Roger Goodell put a hit job on Gruden because they never liked Gruden, bro. Look at all the coverage that you see for Gruden, like right when he was hired. And even this year when we were doing well, it took a lot for people to even praise John Gruden. You saw people finally getting on his nuts the first 3 weeks, but everybody's always shitting on him. Everybody's always saying how, he's out of touch, he's been away from the game for too long and all this stuff. He gets way more scrutiny, I think, than a lot of other coaches and a lot less credit. And I think it's just because he's a powerhouse. He's a media powerhouse. Look, this fool brings in ratings even when we lose. The Hard Knocks that John Gruden did in 2019, was one of the greatest Hard Knocks of all time and had some of the highest ratings. People still watch that till this day who aren't Raider fans. People who aren't Raider fans watch that Hard Knocks all the time. That's how elite Gruden is. And then Gruden, at the same time, had elite job security. Gruden had Bill Belichick-style job security with Mark Davis. Mark Davis was never going to fire Gruden even if Gruden lost every game. Mark Davis loves John Gruden, thinks he's the shit, and he brings in ratings. So I think the NFL didn't like that. They also didn't like the fact that freaking Mark Davis didn't fire Gruden right away when the DeMaurice Smith emails came out. The big lip stuff came out. Mark Davis was like, okay, okay, this guy's on a 10-year deal. Even though the NFL sent him to Mark Davis, said, hey, big lips, what's going on? And they sent him all the other ones. Mark Davis just said, okay, we'll figure out a punishment, maybe a 1-game suspension. He probably flirted some ideas. Boom, the other emails come out. So somebody wanted to take him out. I don't see how it's Washington football team related. I don't see how it's Jack Del Rio related. I think it's high up. Had to be the highest up people to be able to facilitate this and give it directly to the New York Times, one of the most powerful newspapers, in the Washington Post. You have to be high up. This is some deep. This is almost like, it reminds me of politics, man. Only the most powerful people could pull these kind of strings. So I just think Jack Del Rio, not powerful enough to pull this off. That's what I'll say. But appreciate you, Tedford, man. The support you give, so amazing. Really keeps this channel going. Goodell and Gruden have a history dating back to when he was... Oh, we got another one, Jeff Hinders. All right. Well, Goodell and Gruden have a history dating back to when he was first promoted to be commissioner. That is true. And also, Goodell has I think a family member who's part of the LGBT community, so I think he would have been even more offended then. But dude, I'm actually going to make some content about this. I don't want to give away ideas because I want more people to steal ideas that I have. But trust me, this Gruden content, and maybe I don't want to give too much because I really do think that people take ideas. I'm sorry, I just got to be honest. But this will be addressed at some point. And I know that sounds like cocky. What did someone say? I'm not cocky. What was it? What was the word? It starts with a P. Not pretentious. Not paranoid. Something. Somebody said something negative about me for calling out that I think people are get influenced by this channel, but that's good. There's nothing wrong with having an influential channel. I like having an influential channel. Let's get into this chat by Jeff Hinders. What is up, my guy? We got about 25 minutes till 4:20. The countdown is coming. Is the NFL trying to push Davis out, Gruden, and the refs? Think about Gruden's relationship with the refs. We're gonna get into that in a future video. But I will say that trying to push Davis out. I made this video about the NFL trying to push Davis out before I actually made my viral Gruden video that got 160,000 views. It's actually one of the most popular, probably one of the most popular videos that's over 8 minutes in Raider YouTube history. My video about the Gruden hit job, evidence of a hit job. And before I made that video, I did the Mark Davis. Are they trying to push him out? Because here's the thing: you see articles come out all the time, some in Sports Illustrated, that say, and then this happened recently after the Ruggs and Arnett situation. You saw some articles saying that the NFL should send in help to help stabilize the Raiders. Since Mark Davis has a reckless franchise, maybe the NFL should send in some help. And then you've heard all these things about Amazon wanting a team and how they did not let the Raiders move to LA. And when you think about that, why did the NFL not let the Raiders move to LA? Instead, they let the Chargers, and you see how clearly even the NFL would have benefited from the Raiders moving to LA. The Raiders have an insane fan base in LA, and you would have still retained a majority of your Oakland fans. And instead, the NFL did not allow the Raiders to move to LA, and they forced Mark Davis to make his own moves and go to Vegas. And that allowed Mark Davis to be one of the poorest owners into like middle tier. Like he gained more wealth because of the Vegas move, and he had to kind of go around the NFL to do that, even though he eventually pulled off enough votes to get there. But it makes you wonder, like, why did the NFL block the Raiders from going to LA in the first place? Is it just because they did not want to see the Davis family benefit? It is so weird because the NFL would have benefited because you would have had, you know, tons of fans going to games, packed stadiums, huge support for a team in the second biggest city in America. So I really just don't understand that. To me, it could only mean that you just don't like Mark Davis and you don't like the Raiders and you don't want them to succeed financially, at the very least financially. And, you know, there's been rumors. There's been people who are around Mark Davis. I reported this old video. You could check it out in my Gruden playlist. It's the first video. So go to my channel, look at the Gruden playlist, first video. And what I said was, hey, there has already been confirmed by NFL insiders, people who are inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I quote my sources, they said that people around Mark Davis, not Mark Davis, think that the NFL wants him out. And he thinks that eventually they do want him out. And now when you say people around Mark Davis, that's like a little legal way or a little loophole way to say Mark Davis. Obviously, Mark Davis can't be making these statements, but people around Mark Davis, close to him, can make these statements. And there you go. If inside sources are reporting that, and you see the moves that they make, you see how they release articles saying that, you know, they should help stabilize the Raiders. You see how they undermine. Look, they did undermine the Raiders season. They ruined the season by getting rid of Gruden. We would be having a better year with Gruden. That's a counterfactual in philosophy and logic, but at the same time, it's common sense. It's common sense that with your head coach, you're going to do a little better, right? Or even if you had time. If we had time to hire a new head coach instead of Rich Bisaccia in the offseason, when these emails were known about, yes, we would be doing better this year. We'd be more prepared. So I just think, yeah, that's an instance where clearly, you know, they're not about the Raiders. Thank you, Jeff Henders, though. Appreciate that. Had Trump never won, the NFL was going international. Raiders were going to move to Mexico City, the Vikings to London. They were going to get rid of certain owners. I'm not sure about that. I believe they are going to expand in those cities that you do name. I think London for sure, and then somewhere in Canada and probably Mexico as well. But I think that's coming like 10 years down the road. And I don't think they're going to move franchises. Who knows? I mean, who knows? It depends how the money works. But I don't think it really has to do with who won the election. I think either way, they're going to be do this. Willie, your background should be Vegas strippers. No, that's only when Little Raider's here, we're going to have some Vegas strippers. But when it's me, we're not going to have Vegas strippers. With Little Raider, though, I don't know what's going to happen. Hey, shout out to you guys in the chat, though. We're going to move on to the next segment. Hell yeah, dude. I got 113 people here, and I only got 50 likes. And really, bro, liking like really helps this channel a lot, boost us in the algorithm. Remember to subscribe, man. Most people here and most people who watch my stuff are not subscribed. These are just the facts from my analytics a few days ago. So remember to subscribe, dude. It really helps me out. It makes a huge difference, and it helps push us in the algorithm too. So, you know, that's one of the few ways you could easily support this channel for free is just liking and subscribing. NFL did favors for the Chargers instead of the Raiders. Exactly. Little Raiders hilarious. And I think Little Raiders gonna talk about this Chiefs game after it happens. I'm pretty sure. I think he's coming through on Greyhound from Bakersfield, and he's gonna be talking about it. Here we go. Smash the like, Corey Fleck. Exactly. Wow. So I want to get into this. This is you know, Florio and company and Pro Football Talk reacting to the no-call pass interference that happened to us. I showed you guys the Travis Kelce no-call fumble that happened. This is another scenario where it's kind of like, wow, the Zay Jones, I know that like it shouldn't have come down. And I agree with other people who are saying this. I think I heard Graphic say this. And I agree with his take, which is, see, here's the thing. I'm citing my sources. You know what I'm saying? When you hear a take from somebody else, just cite your sources, other people, you know, just cite your sources. So I'm citing my sources, which is like, hey, what I heard Graphic saying was, hey, it shouldn't have come down to the pass interference at the end of the game, even though he believed it was a pass interference too. So I agree with that. You know, I agree with his take there that, look, at the end of the day, you know, we can't be having it come down to just the last play of the game. We can't keep having that happen, especially against Washington football team with a QB like Taylor Heineke, who, yes, he's playing decent, but honestly, he's probably not even going to be there next year as the starting QB, just realistically. So I'm with that. I get that. But at the same time, you know, this was a BS call, and they're even mentioning it here, Chris Sims. And so when you got like corporate NBC News mentioning this, that's how you know it was really a messed up call. So let's go ahead and listen to this. Let me know how the audio sounds on your guys' end too.
Behind. This isn't the Hail Mary protocol, which applies a different standard. Even.
All right, so I'm gonna make sure I turn this volume up a little bit before we get going. A little louder. Shout out to y'all though, man. You guys got those likes up. Appreciate y'all.
Multiple defensive pass interference calls on Thanksgiving. Game on the line. Zay Jones gets behind. This isn't the Hail Mary protocol, which applies a different standard, even though the rule book doesn't have a Hail Mary subsection. Derek Carr uncorks a deep pass, and Bobby McCain beaten by Zay Jones. You can see it. You can see that whether it's the jersey or the black undershirt, you can see the pulling there. And I've had people say, oh, it didn't impede him, it didn't affect him.
What? Like,
you see that?
How did it not affect him?
You see
what
the pulling of the jersey. Of course it affects him.
Right.
Messed up.
Exactly. I mean, it could have affected his positioning to be able to catch that football right there. And again,
someone is pulling on you while you're trying to focus on the hardest part of your job, which is tracking a ball that's soaring through the sky. Someone is pulling you, and you've got to fight through that while you're trying to focus on making the catch. Of course it's affecting you.
Of course it is. And that's where, like, the average Joe Smiths of the world got to, like, realize, hey, dude, Zay Jones is a freakish athlete. Yeah.
Yo, I love how Florio's getting heated, man. I want to see more Raider fans get heated about these calls. And you want to know who else I want to see get more heated about these calls? Rich Bisaccia, bro. Get more heated about these calls. We can't be having Florio get more heated about these calls than the head coach. And I know there's limits to what you can say, but you could find a way to maneuver around it. That's what Gruden would always do. He would call out the refs. He'd find a way to do it without getting fined. He'd say, like, that was the weirdest call I've seen in a while, in my whole life. You know, make little comments like that. Call it out, bro. We need to call it out.
Yeah, he's getting held and everything else, but he's a 6'2" wide receiver who's got strength and a freak. So, yeah, he can control his body a little bit better than Joe Smith, the plumber, who's running down the field if he had a jersey, somebody pulling his jersey. But like, if you did that to anybody else, again, schoolyard, high school football, whatever, yeah, it affects you. And really, the base point is this. This is the base point, at least in my view. If that was the first quarter or the second quarter, there would have been 97 flags thrown for pass interference. Oh, my God. Just oh my gosh, pass interference. And that's where I think coaches and teams are frustrated, because all of a sudden now we get to the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game and the game is reffed a completely different way. And that's where I get annoyed, and I know that's really annoying a lot of coaches.
Well, and you're absolutely right. The same standard should apply no matter when it happens. It's either a foul or it's not. Same thing happened in Seattle, where Sidney Jones of the Seahawks got Trent Sherfield.
Well, then move on to a different topic, but you guys get the gist there, man. I like that comment that Chris Sims said. If it was in the beginning of the game, they would have called that flag straight up. Early in the game, maybe even the third quarter. And for some reason, when the NFL, when it gets down to the wire, the real intentions, I believe, of the NFL come out when it gets to the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, it's like, look, okay, at the end of the day, we wanted this team to win. You know what I mean? And so here we go. We're not going to call anything in favor of this team. We're going to see what happens. Yeah, we can't do anything blatant. But this is the NFL. Like, in the NFL, every team is equal. Like, that's how the salary cap is made, and that's why any given Sunday, any team could win. Really, the tipping point, and in my opinion, what makes the biggest difference is, yes, these superstar players who you have on cheap deals. That makes a huge difference. But to me, since the teams are so even due to the salary cap and how the NFL was designed, like, the refs tip it in the fourth quarter, in the way that they want it to go, basically. That's why these games go down to the wire all the time. Yeah, sometimes when there's a shitty team like the Jaguars versus the Rams. And obviously the Jaguars have no incentive to win games at this point. I mean, they should literally just go. They should tank. So you have situations like that where you're going to get a blowout, of course, right? Of course. And sometimes I know the team could just be completely outmatched physically, maybe injuries, or maybe you just don't have the talent, right? You just don't have the talent. But as far as coaching, and as far as how these teams usually match up, in my opinion, I really do believe that it's even most of the time. And it's just calls like that no call with the Zay Jones thing. To me, those make the biggest difference in the game. I mean, it's pretty much a tie game the whole time. If we get that call, and the Raiders win the game, nobody's going to be crapping on the Raiders that week. Nobody's going to be talking that much crap. I mean, that's just straight up like how it goes. And then right here, with the Chiefs situation where the fumble not called, if this is called and the Broncos maybe win this game, then we're not high and mighty on Mahomes. Maybe Mahomes doesn't get a State Farm commercial next year. Like these things have a huge impact. And I think the league needs to get this together because at a certain point, people are going to say, hey, like, what's the point, bro? Like, if you're not going to call this straight up, why am I going to gamble on this? Why am I going to risk so much? It's not right. It's not right at a certain point. Let me know what y'all think about that. Shout out to everybody here. 128 people here, 80 likes. Get those likes up, my guy. 420 is on the horizon. We're 13 minutes away. Are you guys ready? You guys ready to smoke or what? I want to hear more from the chat, see what you guys are up to. People are fighting. Raid the tape. Florio madder than me. Yeah, man. Florio looks like he belongs in the black hole sometimes. Since when has Florio become a real Raider? That's the thing. When the Gruden thing happened, honestly, one of the few... Here's the thing. Florio was talking about it when the Gruden thing happened. But he was talking about it in the sense that everybody should get canceled. No, I do not think everybody should get canceled. I don't think anybody should get canceled for emails. Florio's defending Gruden because he's saying, hey, not just Gruden. Dig up everybody's email and cancel everybody. I'm not really there. I get the unfair treatment aspect, but I don't really want to just cancel everybody. Been bad. Al made this organization from nothing. Only non-billionaire owner. Exactly. And it seems like the NFL does not want that many non-billionaire owners. They want their freaking Zuckerbergs and their Bezos to own some teams, bro. They don't want Davis at his PF Chang's owning the goddamn team. Hell no. The NFL don't like that haircut. NFL probably doesn't like my haircut too. Rick is a Cowboys fan. Rick, Raiders fan have lost for so many years, they don't know you should win. Oh, my God. Hey, that's a pretty good comment, though, not going to lie. Look, I mean, not shitting on the fans, but look, we do have to, I don't know. I'm mixed about this. You can't blame Raider fans to being used to losing because we usually lose. Straight up. So, like, whenever we have a lead in a game, I'm not going to lie, like, I usually think what's going to happen, what's going to screw up. I do have that feeling, and even when we're hot, even when the team's hot, and every game, bro, besides when we played the Broncos earlier this year, it feels like you got to take some blood pressure medication, unless you just straight up don't care. I'm about to take a gravity hit. Hell yeah. I need to get some water, bro. I don't want to get cotton mouth right now. That's one thing that I for sure don't want to happen. Raiders versus the world. We need players that fight for the Raiders and not their paycheck. That's why I love Carr. He's this team's loves this team more than most fans. Wow. Look, I mean, you know what I really do think though. And this is like, I know we don't want to talk about Carr all the time, but I will say the quarterback's the most important aspect of the team. So you really can't ignore this. But I do think there's some truth to this. However, I look, I'm sympathetic to Carr. I think he's a good QB. I think the Raiders should extend him. But I'm also sympathetic to the people who want to get rid of Carr. A lot of Raider fans and stuff. Because I think, just visually, they associate the past 8 years with straight up Derek Carr. And that could cause you to think like, hey, maybe it's a psychological thing. Maybe, it's the momentum he brings. Maybe it's his energy, content with losing, right? You've seen players who've come to the Raiders and succeed on other teams. However, you've not seen many wide receivers do this besides Amari Cooper. I mean, Amari Cooper is really the only receiver who you saw succeed elsewhere. And then Khalil Mack. But even Khalil Mack, I mean, I was kind of glad we got rid of Mack, not going to lie. But, I mean, in the end, who knows? Maybe a fresh start for the whole organization is needed. And maybe that starts with the quarterback. Or maybe we just need our coach to not get canceled midway through the season, and we would have been fine. To be honest, we were trending up. We were 3-2. The one loss was the Bears game. That was when the emails hit. And then the Chargers game, there was some bullshit, bullshit calls on a Waller with the unsportsmanlike conduct, the lightning shit when they delayed the game. It was a sketchy game, right? And we lost by 2 touchdowns. We had a chance in that game, and you're gonna lose some games, right? So we were 3-2. I don't really count the Bears game. I think we would have been 4-1 if there would have been no emails, and that's good, bro. I think that's good, and we don't even talk about how the Raiders are losing or if our coach don't get canceled like that. I mean, that's just what I think. Mack was overpaid. Cooper sucked and had attitude. Cooper did have a vibe, man. One thing that Amari Cooper did say is he was like, when he first signed to the Cowboys and was traded there in 2018, I remember he was like, oh, man, it's nice being a part of the Cowboys. Like, it's actually exciting. We have games on TV, like national TV. So he didn't like being a Raider, bro. He thought he was too good and too glamorous for the Raiders. We'll see how the season turns out. Didn't turn out well last year, that's for sure. I like you, old man Raider Nation. Thanks for the comments, man. I just took some oregano oil because of my cough lately, and I gotta say, man, this stuff does work. I just burped it out, and man, that feels pretty good. Let's see what Derek Carr had to say leading up to this game. Let's check him out.
Expected. And then a lot of times from Rich, it's, there's a process.
I'm going to hear his
It's not
responses.
all
We're not going to be able to hear the
results
questions,
oriented,
really.
count the scoreboard. Hunter comes out and says winning only matters. Like, as the leader of the team, how do you kind of balance all the messages of kind of where this team is expected to be?
Yeah, my job.
All right, how do you balance all the messages going around is the question.
My job as a leader, the team and, the organization is to take, what everybody's saying, and, take what Coach Bisaccia is saying and push that into the locker room. Take what Mr. Mayock is trying to project and push that into the locker room. Take what our other leaders are saying and have their back and push that into the locker room. You know what I mean? And so for me, it has never changed. The process is what matters. If you don't do what that means is if you don't do, Sunday night or whenever you play right after the game until the next game, if you don't do that right, you're not going to have a very good game the next time. You gotta have a type of professionalism about you. That's what they talk about being a pro.
All right, I like that, man. He's just talking about his preparation. Not really juicy details, but we do got a super from our guy, Kevin Feggins.
Best time of the day 420. Keep grinding, brother. RNFL.
RNFL, Raider Nation for life, the Gruden Punch. Bah, bah, bah. Best time of the day 420. Kevin Feggins. Bro, you became a member recently. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for supporting the grind, man. I have been grinding. Honestly, I think I need to chill out a little bit. Take a chill pill. This week I have gone a little hardcore. And it's also like I have finals week. I actually got an exam at 5 p.m. today, so I'm gonna be wrapping up in 15 minutes. So let's get your questions in. Get any comments and concerns you have, because I should wrap up by 4:30 because I do have a test. But I will say, man, I stayed up till 4 in the morning sometimes making stuff. So I think I do need to chill out. I'm kind of running on a nocturnal clock. But hey, the season's almost over, so now is the time to freaking grind. Now is the time to grind. Let's do it. Let's make a lot of content, everybody. Let's make inspirational content. Let's make quality content, Let's make good stuff that takes some time, stuff that put some work in, some thought. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about for YouTube, and to supply Raider Nation with some cool stuff to watch. Because here's the thing, man, ESPN and NFL Network, they don't cover us. I was trying to find a Chiefs YouTuber to talk to. There's a couple, but they're not that good, and to be honest, Chiefs don't have a great YouTube community, because if you're a Chiefs fan, why do you need to watch YouTube? You could just watch NFL Network. They're going to be sucking your nuts on there. They're going to be sucking your nuts on ESPN. If you're a Chiefs fan, just watch those networks. You don't need to watch YouTube. Raider fans, we get all kinds of bullshit on TV, so we got to go to YouTube. We got to go to WiFiWillie, right? So shout out to you guys supporting people like Kevin, man. For real, like it's dope. I saw an interesting comment. I kind of missed it. At least you're doing the test high. It's open no, and I'm really confident in it. I'm a good programmer, bro. Okay, even though I'm not a programmer yet. What part of Cali is inside the central zone? John Gruden is saying this. What up, John Gruden? Glad to see you here. We won't ban you unless you say anything crazy. So, because this is obviously a troll. But thank you for hanging out. And I am, I'm looking for a dope place to broadcast the games from Fresno. So I'm near Fresno, and I really want to do live watch parties, stream it from a cool spot, cool bar in Fresno. I know I got a lot of 559 viewers here. If you guys know anybody who owns a space, maybe we can get a good crowd for them, get them some sales. Let us know. Anywhere around that area, that would work for me right now. And let's hang out together for these last 5 games. I have the capability to broadcast mobilely, as long as I have internet connection. So find me a good spot. Hit me up in my email. It's in the description below, where'swool@gmail.com. Hit up my email for any business inquiries, whether it's sponsorships, cool venues that you think we could broadcast from. J-Dog took a dab, headed to the gym. Bro, don't be dabbing before the gym, bro. You know you're not doing cardio when you dab before the gym. He's only lifting. Shout out to you, though, bro. 209. Visalia, Gold Diggers. Oh, dude, I don't know. Should I broadcast from Gold Diggers? Will it be safe? Because I'm going to have my freaking camera there. If anybody jacks my I'm bringing a bat. Okay, so... And I might even, express my Second Amendment. So if I got to go to Gold Diggers and broadcast there. No, I don't want you. Look, I'm just... Hey, I paid money for my shit. I ain't getting my shit jacked. City Lights, Donnie Gill. Oh, shit. He's giving some 559 references. Are we really going to City Lights? It's a strip club in Clovis. Hey, if they let me broadcast their Raider games at any of the strip clubs, yes, I will do it. John Gruden, the reason I asked is because I missed half the show thinking you were coming on at 4:20. Yeah, unfortunately, I had a test. I have a test at 5 p.m., so I'm going to wrap this one up at 4:30. So I still want to do a 4:20 blast off with you guys, and we're going to do that in 2 minutes when it happens. But, I straight up, I got to test. I got to take life seriously at a certain point. So 2 minutes is going to happen. Don't know the owner of Press Boxes Chill? Man, get me in touch with the owner. Let me know. Got to set something up. Maybe I got to... You know what? I got a homie. Who knows the Press Box people. And he just saw some of my Raider stuff. Yeah, tell that guy, let's do it. And how many of you guys... Dude, I want to know in the chat. If you, I want to know who's in the 559. So we had this poll earlier. Is Derek Carr the answer this Sunday? 69% said yes out of 172 votes. Hell yeah, dude. So people are going on for Carr. I love this, bro. Root for your quarterback. Just root for him the whole year.
Puff and Buff Club, Unholy Roller Raider.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. We got a comment. I'm going to get to that right now, man, by Unholy Raider. Love this person. Who's in the 559 that would go to a watch party live stream? That's what I'm asking you guys, okay? Me and not me. Those are going to be the answers. I'm asking my community. 559. 420. It is 420. I'm gonna bust up this super from my guy Unholy Raider Frankie. Love his comments. Puff and Buff Club Unholy Roller Raider. Love this guy, man. And you know what? Without further ado, oh yeah, I got a sub. Desjarda, get those subs in, man. Boost us in this algorithm. All right, should I have the piece on? Should I actually hit it on screen, or should I just blow the smoke on screen? You know what? I'm not going to puss out. And am I going to get canceled with my emails for saying puss out? Can we call people pussies still? And look, I'm a feminist. Dude, I'm a feminist. I support women's rights. I could still freaking, equal rights. I could still say that. Yo, I'm such a feminist. I let women open the doors for me. You know what I mean? Instead of me opening the doors for them. That's how much of a feminist WiFiWillie is, huh? Boo. Okay, let's get this. Let's Blaze. All right. 661-559 California, dude. You know what? We still got an L at California support, man. So get that poll in. Wow, the green screen does like weird stuff with the smoke. Did you see that? Bro, I've been getting good ass grades, dude. Dude, when you know your shit, you can smoke before the finals. Trust me, dude. A lot of programmers, a lot of them freaking like vape. I mean, I think vaping's stronger than flowers. So I keep it old school, dude. I try to smoke 90s style. I'm a 90s baby, bro. So you know I keep it old school like that. Shout out to all the emojis. All right, 805 Cali 619. Look, 23 votes. Who's in the 559 that would go to a watch party live stream? 23 votes, 57 people voted. That means at least 12 or 13 of you. Look, I am happy with that. If I got 12 people at a live stream with me in the 559, getting loud, getting crazy, and maybe I could even bring you guys on too, like freaking interview. We can have a halftime digestion. So find a spot, bro. I want to make this happen this Sunday. I want to make this happen right now. You know? No, I mean, no, not right now. I mean, I got to do my test, but I'm going to hit up my friend too. But dude, get in touch with your people. Even if it's like a restaurant, I'd love to taqueria. I think that'd be dope. Any place that has Wi-Fi. And I know that's funny because I'm WiFiWillie, but I'm going to bring my Ethernet cord and try to plug it in directly. But place that has a good Wi-Fi connection where it'd work out, we could even test it. Bro, hit me up. Hit me up on my email. It's in the description of this video. In the description. Like straight up, we will straight up do it this Sunday, and we gotta act fast. We gotta figure it out right now. Porterville in the house. Oh shit. John Gruden in the house. That's hella funny. Hell yeah, dude! Bust those emojis on the screen. They do appear. We're gonna wrap up in 7 minutes. Hella people here though. Shout out to everybody. Get those likes in to support this. We talked about a lot, man. Talked about this BS call with Travis Kelce, reflected on the Zay Jones call, looked at Florio's take on it, talked about that NFL officiating dilemma that's going on, and obviously gave you some injury updates up top of the show. So always got those chapters too in the bottom, you know, and that really helps you navigate all this stuff. I do got responsibilities. Hopefully these responsibilities go away soon. And the more support this channel has, the more people subscribe, the more people watch and subscribe to the content. That's all that matters, really. That's what matters the most. The more people that do that, I could just say F all my responsibilities and focus on this. Oh, man, I'd love it. It's fun. Fresno State Bulldogs, shout out to them. Yes, refs are ruining the NFL. Frankie, you were right on the money. They got to fix that up real quick, man. I mean, Target keeps trying to get me to shop there. Dude, I'm not shopping at Target. You will never see me at Target. Would you do it in Tower? Of course I would do it in Tower. Yes. We got if there's a venue that'd be down, they have a good internet connection. Yeah, dude. I would of course do it in Tower District. That'd be a good spot too. I'd do it anywhere at this point, bro. I might even just do it in Porterville. If Porterville is the only place that would give me an interconnection and a bunch of Raider fans there with me to live stream, I'll do it in Porterville. Even though I don't want to go all the way out to freaking Porterville. No hate on Porterville. I'm just saying I don't really want to go out to Porterville. You know, I mean, I'm living in Fresno. You know, I'm in Fresno. All right, so freaking John Gruden's in the house, faded. Let me know you guys' final thoughts on this game. What is one thing you guys think needs to be discussed right now? What is another thing that you're worried about in this game? What's the one thing that you're pumped up about? So here, like, I know we got Will Compton. I think he's going to be depth. I'm pumped up about Divine Diablo getting a shot. And you saw him. He was in the presser today. And to me, that's dope, dude. Get the young guys some reps. Even if we don't have the hottest season this year, the fact that we can get this guy matriculated into the scheme, get him some real experience.
Things slow down a little bit. I mean, you know, you got a lot of run on Sunday. Does it? You feel?
He's a young guy, man. He's a young guy. He needs some experience in the NFL. He's still a third-round pick. Look, I want to see one of our third-round picks work out. You know, I don't want to see a Tanner Muse situation again or a Lynn Bowden situation Can we have our 3rd round picks work out? So shout out to freaking Diablo, Malcolm Kuntz. Hopefully he has a dope game too, man. I want to see these guys go off. Head coach, Old Man Raider Nation. Look, we talked about this a little bit. I don't understand why the Jim Harbaugh rumors started circulating today. I started doing research on it. I don't know why they're rumors. It just seems like someone said, hey, it's like what they say with every star quarterback. So-and-so could go to the Raiders. Because Harbaugh could be a head coaching candidate, people just said, oh, Harbaugh could go to the Raiders. No, bro. No. There's no word about it. The Dabo thing, okay, I know Dabo's locked into a deal with Clemson. He's locked into a 10-year deal. He has a John Gruden type deal, but Dabo Swinney has a buyout. Dabo Swinney has a buyout in his deal. You could pay the club, Clemson, like $2 to $3 million a year to buy out those other contracts. So Mark Davis could technically pay part of the Clemson buyout, which is only $2 to $3 million, and then use the remaining $7 or $8 million to give to Dabo Swinney. It'd be the same as the 10-year, 10 mil a year deal. Sorry, obviously I'm high. You can see I'm high now. It's the same as a 10 mil a year deal that he gave Gruden. He can give Dabo Swinney that same exact deal. You know him and Gruden settled, and you know Mark Davis is in Gruden's corner, so they settled favorably, and they settled favorably so Gruden can sue the NFL. If Mark Davis wouldn't have settled favorably with Gruden, where basically he's kind of saying, hey, he was forced into, forcing him to resign, into terminating him basically, then that's how Gruden actually has this window of opportunity to sue the NFL. Because if not, if they were on bad terms with how they settled, then the NFL could say, well, you're already settled with Mark Davis, therefore you settled with the NFL. But if Mark Davis is willing to testify, maybe has some language in their settlement that says that, hey, it wasn't really his decision, it was the league's decision, then hey, boom. I think that shows hey, they probably settled favorably. Gruden probably took less money to get that, so he can go ahead and sue the NFL and get the remainder of the money. To me, that just makes logical sense. And there you go. So there's a win. And Dabo Swinney is actually physically with Mark Davis hanging out. Jim Harbaugh is not hanging out in Raider gear at the stadium. Once Jim Harbaugh starts hanging out in Raider gear at the stadium, then I'll start giving a shit about head coaching rumors with Jim Harbaugh. But for now, I'm going to focus on the guy who's chilling in Raider gear. I'm going to focus on that head coach because I think that's actually pretty nuts. Yeah. And if any other team had like that happening, they'd be going insane about that. They're sending a message. So straight up. Jordan, support Wi-Fi so we can quit the responsibilities. Hey, why not make Raiders YouTube a big responsibility? That'd be cool too, right? Jason O, support best channel so far. Thank you, man. Let's hope that I keep it going. Just got to keep putting in the same amount of energy, right? Appreciate you guys reminding me, though. It really encourages me to keep going, to know that I'm doing right. And that's your thing. I got my email down below. I'm on Instagram, on Twitter.
I think Gruden wouldn't take the handcuffs off of Carr, and now Ole is doing the same thing. He's calling the games like he has Bortles again, like he's not letting Carr light it up.
We're going to check this comment out real quick, but I do want to say, make sure you guys email me, hit me up on Instagram right here, hit me up on Twitter. Dude, I respond to people all the time. Follow me. And look, hit me up with feedback. That to me, a lot of people don't want to hear from fans because it's sometimes, I've gotten hate mail, but whatever, that happens. For as many bad people, there's a lot of good people that say positive things, right? So what I will say is let me know feedback. Let me know things that I should do in the show. Let me know videos that you think weren't good. Let me know directions that you like. Hey, I like when you do this stuff, Give me as much feedback as possible because, in my view, it's all about the audience and what you guys think and what you guys like about this channel. And if I know what everybody likes, I can kind of, cater to it. So I'm stoned right now, but yeah, cater. Okay. Okay. Now I'm getting an acid reflux. All right. So we're wrapping up on this. Pacey and Cunningham, shout out to you. Hey, send me feedback if you think I should stop doing this show. Okay. And send me feedback if you think I should keep doing this show. So Twitter and Instagram and email, hit me up. I think Gruden wouldn't take the handcuffs off of Carr. And now Ollie's doing the same thing. He's calling the games like he has Bortles again, like he's not letting Carr light it up. Well, you know what, Payson? I agree with you about handcuffs on Carr for 2019 and even 20. I think 2020, Gruden finally took the handcuffs off of Carr. And that's why you saw him do more deep passes. Granted, we had Ruggs too. I think midway, especially that Chiefs game, after that Chiefs game in 2020 when we dominated an Arrowhead, John Gruden was so proud of Derek Carr that you saw him, allow him to audible and go deep a lot more. You saw Aguilar become a deep threat for us in 2020. And look, Derek Carr is leading in deep passing yards. He's leading straight up, right? And leading in deep passing attempts. I think he's not deep passing yards anymore, but he still has the attempts.
And YTF is only saving all the aggressive plays until the middle of the third quarter, like WTF.
And maybe we can combine these, but I'm also going to address this. Like, I think Olsen, when we had Ruggs, he let Carr go deep. Now Deshaun Jackson, you saw that open up a little more in the Cowboys game. I think it's a personnel issue, and also Olsen. I think maybe Olsen is not too trustworthy of Zay Jones and Bryan Edwards. But I want to see them get more trust. I want to see more attempts. Look, Zay Jones should have got a PI call at the end and then won the game. If he didn't get that PI call, maybe in the beginning of this next game, he's picking up big plays, And we saw him make a big gain in this past game. We saw him make a big gain in the Chiefs game. So, you can't hate on him too much, but I do think without Ruggs, it's pretty easy to call a more conservative deep pass game. But now that we've seen that this shit's failed, you're right. Olsen needs to wake up and let Carr light it up because, look, we're going to lose if we don't go light it up and go deep anyway. So we might as well go out and risk some picks and stuff, lighten it up to Zay Jones, Deshaun Jackson, Bryan Edwards. And thank you for supporting this channel so much. So everybody clap it up for Pacey and Cunningham. Freaking getting his questions in a row like this. Supporting this channel, keeping us going. Honestly, man, this is fuel. Man, this is fuel. I'm already dealing with California gas prices, but you guys are giving me more gas here, This shit's like almost $5 a gallon out here. Hey, I think Gruden wouldn't take... Okay, no. Why the F is Ollie saving all these aggressive plays until the middle of the third quarter? Like, what the F? Look, I do agree with that because every time in the third quarter and fourth quarter, I feel like we just play a ton better. And you saw this happen this past game, the Chiefs game. We scored instantly on the first drive in the third quarter because Carr started lighting it up again. And so to me, I 100% agree with you. Why does it take so long? And even against the Steelers and the Bengals, look, we were losing in the beginning of both those games and the Dolphins games. Like, it looked like we were going to lose the game. And then the second quarter, third quarter, we finally start airing shit out. And I'm with you, man, because I think if we air it out, we will be able to run the ball more, and we could do our short passes. We forced the ball way too much to Renfrow. Renfrow this past game had like 10 catches and 40 yards. Like, Bryan Edwards had more. Think about this. Bryan Edwards had more yards than Renfrow this past game, even though Renfrow caught like 3 times as many passes. There's a huge problem here, and I think you're right. Risk a pick. You know what? I want to see Carr just air it out and risk a pick, and if Zay Jones doesn't get it, Bryan Edwards doesn't get it, Deshaun doesn't get it, if there's a miscommunication, if Carr throws a bad ball, so be it. I want them to at least just try. Can we just at least try? Because I think you're right, Pacian, Cunningham. That's why it's not looking hot right now. Straight up. Let it rip. We ain't got nothing to lose. Is Waller playing? I don't know if Waller's playing, man. He looked banged up again. Or not banged up again, but didn't practice today, so who knows? I think we'll know more by Friday. Friday, I'll be going live, doing a live show. No, Renfrow did not have more receiving yards than Bryan Edwards. Sorry, I looked this up. And if I'm wrong, we'll see if I'm wrong. Raiders, receiving yards. Yeah. We're gonna check it out. I hate typing in football team. Renfrow did not, bro. Like I wish that was true. Or I wish Renfrow had less. Am I wrong? Okay, so I'm talking about. Okay, I was wrong. You're right. I was wrong. I was wrong. So maybe it wasn't this game. Was it the Chiefs game? I saw it somewhere. Raiders versus Chiefs stats. I think I saw it somewhere where I was like, wow, he has. And it could have even been the Bears game because I was taking a look at that film yesterday. Oh, yeah, this is it. So I was talking about the last time we played the Chiefs. So when I did my film breakdown, which you could check out on my channel, I looked at what happened the last time we played the Chiefs. And, yeah, this is where it's at. Ty Levitt shout out to him in Wyoming, bro. #1 Raider fan in Wyoming, hardcore. And shout out to him correcting me on facts, bro. And I will get corrected, and I will let you know when I'm wrong, bro. So, yeah, 46 yards here, Renfro against the Chiefs. Off 7 catches.
First, then back he was lit.
Then freaking 3 reception, Bryan Edwards has more. You know, off way less targets, 4 targets versus 9. Unacceptable, bro. Unacceptable. Got to get it together, and I think we can get it together, man. Been bad, my guy. What is up, dude? When Carr looks deep first, then back, he was lit. You know, he is looking short first, and I think it's a coordinator thing. I think they're telling him to. Like, these little plays were right away. It's a little flat to Renfro, a little flat to Jacobs. Look, let's stop throwing the ball to Jacobs unless it's a check down. Unless it's a check down and it's your last resort, we need to stop throwing the ball to Jacobs. I know some people try to say, oh, Carr threw it deep to Zay Jones, but he missed Jacobs. He could have hit Jacobs on the check down. When you actually look at the footage, Jacobs looks more open than he is. The defenders change their direction once they see that Carr throws the ball to Zay. Once they see Carr release the ball. So it looks a little, you know, slow it down and whatnot. You see what you want to see. Not actually how it went down. Plus, no, I want Carr airing it out to Zay Jones. I want Carr taking freaking shots, because the only way that this West Coast offense opens up in the short passing game is when we do take shots. And the Chiefs know it, and the Chiefs said this last time we played them. They're not going to go deep. The Raiders without Ruggs, too scared to go deep, straight up. So we got to do something there, and I'm hoping Zay Jones, I want Zay Jones to have the next best 5 games of his career. I want it to be the next best 5 games of all time. I want to see Zay, and I think he can, because he is quicker than we think. Unprofessional. And he's gotten more opportunities, and I think he's gotten more comfortable. I think he has. But thank you, Been Bad, for the super. Shout out to you guys, man, in the chat. Shout out to joining 420 Football Talk. We had a lot of fun. And I think I got to go take this test, bro. I got to take this test, and hopefully I pass. I think I'll pass. I'm gonna study. It's going to be open note. We're going to be good to go. Shout out to y'all, man. Join us Friday for our prediction show. I'll be going over my record so far, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If we should gamble with Willie against the spread or for the spread or not. I think we'll do well. I think we did pretty well. I was wrong about the Cowboys game, though. But we'll be doing that and a Raiders versus Chiefs preview Friday. And hope to see you there. Peace out.
Yes, sir. Reading you loud and clear. The clock has started.